How you doing, guys? In this video I'm going to talk about UI structure that we use in most of our games in Dunduke Studio. So this is a starting template that helps us start the projects faster, and it's our standard. Okay, so there's no game in here, just a template. All right, so you can see our homepage. Let me just mute this music first. Okay, you can see this homepage, title, play button, and SFX and music buttons, and info button that shows this pop-up. And when I click on the level 1 button or level button, I can see the game page, which is level 1, and I have this pause button that shows this pause pop-up, and this is resume, reset, and home. And you can see 3 different boosters down here. They do nothing, just for show. And I set the value of this undo button to -1 to be able to use unlimited. Okay, so the value of this is unlimited, and we can use as many as we want, but these two have limited number. Hint has 3, so when I click on it, 1 will be reduced, and when it's 0, you can see the plus button on it. When I click on it, you can see that a player can watch ad and get 3 hints. So let's do that. This is just a template for rewarded ad. You can add the real ads in the game, and you may want to you may have coins in the game, so show the coins and a button for buying with coins. And yeah, it depends on the game. Okay, so this is the total structure, but you can see that in here that we have a loader layout. Please wait. And info text, and in loader layout has loader sheet, which includes several stuff. First one is ls key, which is the key for local storage. And at the start we load the config.json file, which is this file showing initial stuff for the game, for the boosters. And you may want to add your own stuff to be it's actually a way to easily change the numbers in one place. Okay, and in the export you can see the file separately and change them there as well without opening the project. Okay, so when the config file loaded, then we save this in JSON config. Here it is. And after that we check for local storage, and if the key exists, we save it in the JSON ls. And if it's not, we set initial values to whatever we want, including SFX and music to 1, level to 1, and the boosters to the values of the config JSON. And then we call this all loaded and go to the home page. Okay, so when we go in the home page, you can see that we set the variable of current layer to home, and the variable helps us to prevent clicking on the unnecessary buttons out of the focus. Okay, so this helps clicking on the button that game show us, not the buttons are behind the black screen or something like that. Okay, so we set the value of txt btn play, we add it to the btn play as a child, and we call this responsive home to set position and size of the background, which is this. Okay, and in buttons we got this. We say that if current layer is home, which is this, and if we touching info call this function for opening info pop-up. Just one function to opening the pop-up, and it's easy, you know. So I'm gonna talk about it in the general sheet a little bit later. And when we click on music, toggle SFX, and when we click on play, go to the game, info, closing info, and on clicking on Dunwick Studio button, it goes to the website page. Okay, so about these, let's go in the general sheet. So everything you see in the general sheet is used in home sheet and game sheet as well, because we included the general sheet at the top. All right, so in general sheet, at the start, we check if we are in home or game, and there is nothing in the JSON config, meaning that the loader layout isn't loaded. Then we go back to the loader page and load that, and then come back to the page. All right, so when I run the game from home without loading the stuff, you see that goes to the loader page, loads everything, and then comes to the home. Okay, so same here for the game. Okay, and otherwise we call this init popups, and let's see how it works. Okay, init popups sets every pop-up objects layer scale to 0 and opacity to 0. So we have a family of pop-ups. You can see that in here. Okay, so this is a pop-up 9 patch, meaning that it can be used as big as we want because it's repetitive and 9 sliced. And we have different pop-ups in the games. For example, pause pop-up and buy booster pop-up and no moves pop-up, level down pop-up, and these are includes in this family. Okay, so here we say for each f pop-up, set the layer of that pop-up to scale 0 and opacity to 0. So at first we want all pop-up be closed, and then we have a function for opening or closing the pop-up. And these pop-up, you can see that they have twin behavior, and we use twin value for a scale and twin value for opacity. So they have a start value, they have end value, they have time, they have ease, and when we use them, we need to use these two to actually control it. So when we say a scale from 0 to 1 in 0.3 seconds, meaning that change the layers scale of that pop-up to the value of the tween. You can see that here, fpopup.layer name, and the scale must be fpopup.tween.value of tag scale. So this is for opening, this is for closing, and also we have a black BG object, which is I think it's tiled background. Let's see, it has its own layer. Here it is, and it's tiled background, and you can see that at first its opacity is 0, but when we open it, the size, the position changes to fill the whole screen, and the opacity goes to 80. Okay, and it's important to be underneath of the pop-up layers like info. Okay, and in the game you can see that it's under buy booster, under level down, under no moves, pause, and everything. All right, so this is the function for using all the pop-ups. Okay, so here we init the pop-ups, and then we have SFX and music group. You can see that here we set the value, the frame of the btn music and btn sfx based on the value of them in local storage. So if you're not familiar with this type of writing of code, you can see that it says if music in the local storage is equal to 1, then set the frame to 0. Otherwise, set it to 1. Okay, so it's the if inside the if. So it says if frame is not equal that, then do this here. Okay, so it says if the music is equal 1, then set the frame to 0. Otherwise, set the frame to 1. So you can see that the frame here, frame 0 is for on, so frame 1 is for off. Okay, so this is how it works. We set the frames in here, and we have a toggle sfx general function, toggle music general function to changing the values of sfx from 0 to 1, from 1 to 0 whenever we call them. And we save the value inside local storage. Okay, what we save inside local storage is JSON ls2 compact string, meaning that we save whatever we have inside the JSON ls, saves as one key, which is ls key, inside local storage. So we don't have different keys for each one of these parameters. Okay, so let's see where they used, where these two used. Okay, so in buttons you can see, no, it's just general buttons. Let's go in home sheet. You can see that when we call this music button in home page, we call this toggle music and toggle sfx for sfx button. All right, so we also have a general function for playing sounds in the game, playing sfx's in the game. So we say play sfx, and we have a parameter for that, the name, which is going to be click, level down, lose, or whatever we have. And these work whenever the sfx is 1. Sfx in the local storage is 1, and meaning that it's on, and then it plays this. Okay, and for music we say if music is on but tag music is not playing, play music with tag music. If music is 0 and the tag music is playing, stop that music. Simple as that. Okay, and about responsive, you can see that I have two variables, screen width and screen height, that checks if it's equal to viewport width and viewport height, and if they're not, we set them to their value, to their variable, and call this responsive function, which call different responsive functions inside proper functions. Okay, so whenever we're in game, it calls responsive game. Let's go to the function in the game. You can see that it sets background size and position, black bg size and position, and I don't know about this, it's visibles and set position of these. Oh, it's for rewarded ad page. Okay, and for home also we have responsive home, which is called from here and sets the size and position of the background. Okay, so the general sheet works for home and game, and we also have this group for buttons. Whenever a button created, we save its width and height inside start width and start height local variable, and when the touch starts, we set the clicked button to -1. This is a variable for clicking a button, and when we are touching a button that is visible, that opacity is 100 and it's clickable and it's inside the current layer, so These are the conditions to click a button. Then we set its value inside click button and change the size and play click, and just like that. So when you see that inside here that we say is touching this button if UI is clicked button, meaning that already we have these conditions to check if the button is clickable. Okay, so you may want to disable some of the function inside the game or before starting, so you may go and change this clickable to 0, and when you open it you can see that it's not clickable. It's not even going smaller when we click. Okay, so this is how it works. And that's all about general sheet. And in game sheet we have different stuff. Let's go from first. Here we restart everything by clicking hitting R button on the keyboard if we're in preview. Okay, it's important because when we're out of construct, meaning that when we upload the game on our website or wherever else, it doesn't work because it's not in preview. Okay, and in the start we have a start game function that is called here. You can see that it's start after checking and init pop-ups and everything, and then we call this in here show loading layer, this one, and set current layer to loading to prevent clicking on every button in here, and make the rewarded that invisible, this page, I mean, just a template, and del initial objects, which is gonna delete destroy initial objects, set boosters, which we have them in here. For each booster we check and create this little dot on them and show numbers or show plus on them based on their situation, and responsive game, which I explained about it earlier, and after a half second invisible the loading page, and set the current layer to HUD, so everything in the HUD will be able to be clicked. Okay, and that's it for this. You can see about everything in the boosters. This is general stuff for the boosters, so you can see that we have a different family for this. BTM booster has different animations called hint, undo, and shuffle, and we use them in here. They also are inside F1 family, and they also included in the F buttons and follow whatever buttons do. You can see that in here, but everything you see in here is regarded the boosters and family of the boosters. So you can check the conditions to see how they work. But it's general stuff. You can use that in your games. And reward that layer. It doesn't matter, just for showing the timer and showing the close button. And responsive I explained, resetting and going back to home using these stuff. And we have level done function. So let me show you how it works. When I click on space, why I say click, I don't know. When I press space, then call this level done. You can see that. Alright, we're in level 1. In here I hit space. You can see the sound and pop up. It shows level 1, and when I click on this, it goes to the level 2. How I know that? Let's go home. Level 2. Alright, so next time when I open it, you see it's level 2. Okay, and also let's disable this set it to no moves or lose. Let me check whatever we got in here. Check lose. Yeah, it's check lose, but it must be actually lose. Yeah. So when I go in here, hit a space, no possible moves, second chance, watch ad. So you watch ad and close, and the game continues just like this. And these are buttons. Every button in the game, in the hot page, in buy booster page, in rewarded ad, which is close button, pause, and they do function based. You can see that it's clean as possible. Okay, so this is a basic template for you to start on your project, and hope this was helpful, and thanks for watching.